You've made me realise, Hugh, that I need to update my blog thing. that book was launched in 2012, everyone. Also, Hugh, later on, could you call my phone and read the phone directory to me, please? Probably you get that request a lot. It's because of your accent.
Oh, is that
No, but I'm serious. So, first of all, I have to apologise to Dave Lorden because I'm going to read more or less the same poems as I read the last time.
I love them all, it's cool.
Yay, excellent. So that's great. I'm going to throw in one new one for you, basically, because it would be terrible if... So, as Hugh said, I'm a youth worker and I'm trying for a long time to write about the kids that I work with. They're homeless teenage boys, and I can't do it because I'm so angry. There's a lot of rage in my poetry. But one of them recently asked me would I make a poem out of his charge sheets. So I did. A charge sheet is something you get from the guards when you commit a crime, if any of you don't know that. And this is called a charge sheet. And just so you know, I will be reading it very fast. That's because it's a poem that needs to be read fast. It's not the way I normally read. You don't have to understand all of it. It's in the spirit of it. It's a found poem. So charge sheet, and it's for C. Whereas the defendant and the principal party do severally acknowledge ourselves to owe the state several sums, that is the said principal party and sureties, for the use of the Minister for Finance, who fails in the conditions hereunder signed. Whereas a complaint was made on the aforementioned date, the defendant did, and at and on, the court found it proven, a recognizance of her own bond to be of good behaviour and to appear for sentencing. Now next ensuing, and subject to further conditions, the said party shall answer truly all questions, for the purpose of such visits, not associate with the following, not frequent undesirable places, lead an honest life, lead an industrious life, pay the sum aforementioned, signed. Whereas the first named accused sat hereunder in the issue of, and the summons of the said child or person at St. Luke's Cross, and to require you to use abusive or insulting words, with intent to provoke a breach of the peace, or reckless as to whether a breach might occur of the Intoxicating Liquor Act 2008, of the Criminal Justice Act 1994, Public Order, signed, and specified in relation issued out of the unit of processing, the parent or guardian without reasonable excuse or further proceedings against the child as if it were contempt in the face of the court, where an application was made as the first named accused, you, signed, without lawful excuse, to wit the glass door, and M.J. Marks having control of the same, or being reckless as to whether an offence might occur at St. Luke's Cross might be damaged, take notice, acknowledge the sum of 100. Now next ensuing, and subject to further conditions, the said party shall not consume alcohol, loiter after having been there or before, keep rules including the bounds of her curfew, keep medical appointments, bail refund procedures, signed, the Director of Public Prosecutions, require you to appear that you in said district, to wit, 1 bottle of Paco Rabanne, and sitting to answer the said accusation, the aforementioned purpose of said applications of Section 18 and Section 1018 said, take notice that whether the parent or guardian signed without on St. Luke's Cross a member of the Garda Síochána, namely MJ, without lawful authority or reasonable excuse, did in a public place, to wit, which gave rise to a reasonable apprehension that with regard to the safety of persons or the safety of property, the child or young person at St. Luke's Cross signed for the maintenance of the public peace was directed from the vicinity in a peaceable manner, did fail to comply, was pepper sprayed, contrary to Section 18, the arrest of a minor, and further take notice on the 18th of October that you at St. Luke's Cross, to wit, 1 bottle of Huzzer, at St. Luke's Cross, to wit, the value 1810, the district 18, in the said public place, in a manner contrary to the provisions of Garda MJ, immediately, did not without lawful authority, comply with direction and leave that place. The appropriate court, the guardian of the child, the Jew, in answer to the said accusation on October 18th, on behalf of him in the district of, being reckless as to whether a breach might occur, abusive or insulting words or behaviour for the purposes of the receipt of applications, and take notice, contempt in the face of the court, the district court, the aforementioned Director of Public Prosecutions, that you will be accused, that you will be notified, contrary to Section 10, as to whether a breach issued out of contempt and signed by the first named accused, the above named child, is required to appear in a peaceful and orderly, a manner contrary to Section 18, for the issue of a summons to you might provoke, or excused by the court, and whereas on the 18th of October the accused, the guardian of the said accused, the appropriate clerk and processing unit, designated for the purpose, so attend, thank you, at St. Luke's Cross while intoxicated to such an extent to endanger yourself and others in your vicinity, the Children Act at St. Luke's Cross did assault in the face of the court, did assault the appropriate offence code with a large group of youths as amended, 18. In offensive conduct, did shake a Garda, a CCTV camera, a system, and being obstructed, were arrested. Subsequently, after having been requested of, namely to desist, legal aid, the result of the parent or guardian, and signed as appropriate, and deleted as appropriate, having failed to provide for your name and address, were released. That is to say, I shall not appear. I shall not commit any offence. I shall not, in lieu of sureties, make this solemn declaration. That was the onslaught for the evening. Sorry about that. The next thing I'm going to read is the thing that Dave won't have heard. It is a little piece of flash fiction, which I hope is all right. And the reason I thought I would read it tonight, it kind of comes from my work with the young people again. But I felt like sometimes when I'm here, I feel like you don't get enough sense of the real Cork City accent. And I do. So I'm going to read this.
I know what you mean.
Do you? Do you?
I actually do.
Okay, this is called Gomi. I went to their house at the weekend because I thought this guy Gomi would be there, and he was, and his brother, and they brought a load of drink, and when I went in, Gomi saw me, and he gave me a full whole litre glass bottle of Smirnoff vodka and a full new pack of Marlboro Light cigarettes, and I was just sat on the couch drinking like a fool all night, and there was pizza and everything, and the tunes were pumping legend. And there was 2 kids there, babies, and they were in the coat press because they were afraid of the noise and in case the shades came in as well. And I drank the full whole litre of vodka and I smoked all the whole 20 fags, and then I was like, give me another one, go on Gomi. And Gomi was like, the fucking state of her. He was like to his brother, look at the fucking state of this one, she'd drink you under the table. And his brother was laughing, his brother was drinking fucking Bacardi Breezer or some shit, he's like a priest. Then his brother was like to Gomi, what age is she? And he was like to me, what age are you anyway? And Gomi was like, fuck off, and I was like, fuck off, Donal. And I was like, I'll break this fucking bottle over your head, you fucking spa. I'll go where I fucking like, you fucking social worker. And actually, I did actually break it over his head, or someone's head anyway, because when I woke up it was all in glass and blood on the floor. I think I went upstairs then. Maybe it was Gomi and Donal, the bottle though, because they were always fighting, fucking plastics. Anyway, I was on the stairs I think, and I think the guards came then because Gomi was like, get into the fucking press. And I was in there and there was the 2 kids. I think one of them was sick because he was all sweating and I was rubbing his forehead for ages, he was wrecked. Gomi was like, I'm so sorry guard, in this voice, I'm so sorry guard. And the guard's voice was like, hurr. Then they went away. They had to keep the music off after that. That must have been before the battle though, because they'd never have gone away if they'd have seen all the blood all over the place. And I came out of the press and I was laughing and I closed the door so the small ones would stay in the press and they might go to sleep then because it was quiet, and I was going up the stairs and then Gomi came up the stairs behind me and he was like, where are you off to? And he caught me by the belt of my hot pants that I was wearing that I just got in town, and I was like, you'll rip them? And he was like, hold on a minute, I just want to ask you something. Yeah, I'm always saying to the kids I work with, I wish they would write their stories down because they're so amazing. So now, next we move on to liars. It's not true. Every so often, when I've done something I consider particularly feminine or domestic, I tweet Enda Kenny about it. And I say, you know, dear Enda Kenny, I just defrosted the freezer. Now can I have my body back, please? So far, no answer. My thinking is, I haven't been domestic enough yet, so I'm going to keep it up. Anyway, this poem is inspired by that. Dear TD, I've dismembered the chicken I cooked and couldn't eat, using blunt dissection, which is what they would use if I needed caesarean section, if I was not shown suicidal enough. They would lay steel aside at the barest cut, just a pinch, and use fingers to pull the 2 sides apart wider and wider, like legs, like lips, to scar less. So that's what I've done to plumb this cooked flesh, choking down my retches. I've hid the translucence of spine and dumped gluts in a bowl, bent back the vestigial wings for the wet snap as claws of bone are released, lost interest in scraps that are all that is left at the end, and put the rest on to boil. See how domestic I am, how feminine. My petition nestles inside me, all crisp golden skin. You'd love the taste of it.